This could be a copycat killer at work. From the case 6 years ago.
A case 6 years ago?
Kagami!
The left eye socket is vacant. Victim has had her left eyeball removed. The eyeball has also not been recovered from the scene.
So the killer took it with them.
That is highly likely.
What was?
It may be locked from the inside.
Damn it. Mizuki.
Every human mind is unique. Every human dream has its own set of rules.
Let's see.
If you understand these rules, the world itself becomes valuable. Who was that?
I don't know.
Wow! I've never met a real detective before!
Date, your adrenaline level is rising. Is something the matter?
No, nothing.
I wonder, what would happen if this little video happened to go viral?
You wouldn't.
Oh, and just so you know, taking my photo away won't help. It's already in the cloud.
You little... By the way, I didn't catch your name.
You really want to know?
It's okay if you don't want to tell me.
Iris. Iris Saga. I know, weird, right? Ratty cake, baker's man. Something.
No.
Oh, who is this, Iris? Mizuki.
Either way, I have to talk to Renju. And you can help me find him.
Renju is a suspect?
He's definitely suspicious.
I agree. I think he's our number one suspect. He's been acting strange since last night. He didn't come...
Can't be.
Date discusses Renju's murder with Boss and Pewter back in Abyss's headquarters. It's here that Boss finally relents and tells Date more about the original Cyclops serial murders. The original cases happened in 2013, 6 years before, where 4 young women were kidnapped and had their right eyes gouged out and were dumped on the Akikawa Valley. The original cases occurred from May to September of 2013 and ended when no culprit could be tied to the crimes. The only lead was that each killing, a letter was sent out to the media that said,
I killed them, and now they are my dear companions. I am Cyclops.
Both Boss and Pewter are insistent, however, that it's impossible for the original killer to be at large. But again, we're hesitant on to be given details on why. Aiba is similarly unable to give any help. Boss suggests that Date get some sleep, but he's insistent to continue investigating, and heads out to Sunfish Pocket to examine the scene. While there, Date and Aiba learn some interesting facts about the case.
What?
I was asking for your name.
My name is Kagami. It's Kagami! Kagami? I told you it's Kagami! I've told you my name like 5 times!
Hey, you. What's your name?
Seriously? It's Kagami. Stop bugging him, it's rude.
Excuse you? My best friend, Kagami and I are having a conversation.
Yeah, don't spoil our fun.
What?
Renju had a high concentration of sedatives in his system before his death, meaning someone had drugged him, and similar to Shoko's body, his left eye had been gouged out prior to his death. His cause of death was strangulation, and it was around 8 p.m. the night before when he died. Date also finds 3 55-pound beer kegs in the ground around Renju, alongside a large oil drum with Renju's watch inside. Date believes Renju, like Shoko, was killed somewhere else, and then staged here. So he has Aiba check the building's elevator records to find the elevator arrived on the second floor once, carrying a load of 310 pounds. With the mystery laid out before them, Date decides to hit the street and hear from some of the other involved parties. He learns from Mayumi Matsushita that Ota left early in the morning, but doesn't know where he is. Not a tough puzzle to crack, Date thinks, so he heads out to the Lemnis Gate offices. While at Lemnis Gate, he is unable to find either Ota or Iris. He asks the receptionist if either had been around. The receptionist confirms that Iris was recording a podcast at the current time, although she had not seen Ota around.
Yeah, totally. You never think about, like, my boss getting murdered, you know? Like, what are even the chances? That's like the odds of hitting the lotto. But I was kind of lucky, in a weird way. Some of my old friends hit me up asking about it, you know. Feels like we're old alumni or something.
She certainly found the bright side of this situation.
Dejected, Date discerns to head to Marble, a local bar we previously saw back in Aset's tour around the world of Ai. Date and Mizuki overhear a radio broadcast about a traffic accident that happened the previous week. But Mizuki immediately ignores such and asks Date what he and her father used to do at the bar here. Aiba recollects that Renju first asked Date to take Mizuki 4 years ago while having a talk in Marble.
Date, honey, long time no see.
Hey, Mama, how've you been?
Oh, tired and sore, but not in a fun way.
Watch the innuendo in front of the kid.
Oh, who is this?
Renju's daughter.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, it must have been hard. I saw on the news.
It's okay. Really.
Oh, it must have been so hard. Stupid Ren. What was he thinking, leaving his little girl like this?
Hey, Mama. I wanted to ask you some questions about Renju.
I guess crying isn't going to solve the thing, is it? Go ahead, ask away. I'll help any way I can.
She informs Date that he should be careful, as he had recent ties to the Kumakura gang, and that the watch Date found in the oil drum was a gift to Renju from his new lover. Date is a new lead, but he is unwilling to bring Mizuki to a gang den, so he calls Boss to arrange a ride to bring her home. Date takes a ride over to the Kumakura office, and immediately gets into a fight with 2 of the thugs. He's able to incapacitate both of them, and he begins asking for Rohan Kumakura, the leader of the gang. Moma Kumakura, Rohan's younger brother, is confused, saying that he's the leader of the Kumakura family. Aiba confirms this fact, saying Rohan is on record as committing suicide a year prior, confusing Date. He continues, questioning for any connection to Shoko and Adami. Moma denies any relation to Shoko, but Aiba takes interest in the lit cigarette in the ashtray, implying someone was still in the office and hadn't had the chance to leave before Date arrived. He uses Aiba's X-ray vision to confirm a figure hiding in the closet, but before he can approach, another gunfight breaks out.
Date, a porno mag at your feet.
What? Hey, did you just shoot at me?
Whoa, wait a minute!
Load a revolver with explosive rounds. Aim for the dragon's gold ball on the right.
The what? Oh, that. Why?
Just do it!
Date is able to successfully take out the thugs once again. He then confirms that the figure hiding in the closet is So Tsushima, a well-known political celebrity. Momo then decides to give up more information, knowing when he's beat. He explains that the Kumakura gang would occasionally do work for Renju.
I heard that the former head of the Kumakuras committed suicide last year.
Yeah, what's it to you?
Nothing at all. I just want to talk about it.
Rohan was my older brother. He was my big brother in this organization, and my blood brother. 6 years ago, he got sick in the head. He got sent to a special hospital. And naturally, because I'm his brother and next in line, I was the successor. That's all I'm gonna say. You want to know more? Hire a private eye.
And finally, that the Kumakuras were at a golf tournament at the time of Shoku's murder, so they couldn't have been the ones to carry it out. An alibi that Aiba was able to corroborate. Date then turns to So, who confirms he has done work for the Kumakuras, but offers up no other information regarding it. It's then Date gets a call from the Lemon Escape receptionist saying that Ota's appeared. Feeling that going to speak to Ota and Iris was a much better move at this point, he leaves the Kumakuras to their business. On the car ride to Lemon Escape, Date discusses the case with Aiba, who projects herself in her Somnium form in the passenger seat.
Who are you? Impossible. How did a jellyfish get in here? So shiny, too.
You utter idiot. It's me.
Renju?
Do I look like Renju?
Izuki?
It's me.
Boss?
Date, seriously.
Then, are you... Mom?
Idiot. You must have increased your dosage too much.
My dosage? Anyway, you're Aiba, right? Why are you here? Looking like that?
I just thought I would protect myself. You seem lonely.
How are you doing this?
I am overlaying the image your left eye processes with augmented reality. You can't see me through your right eye, only your left.
You can't just pop into my eyeball without permission.
You do realize I do that all the time, right?
They're unable to come up with a motive for So and the Kumakuras, although they point out for the interesting fact that So used to live in the Kawasaki district, and sold all of his land shortly before the chemical plant explosion. Date then gets a call from a tip from the police, an inmate only known by his number, prisoner number 89, another term from the initial reveal trailer, wink wink.
Who is this? In here, I'm known as number 89. What is this call concerning? I know who killed Shogunadami. And if you let me out of here, I will tell you who it is. I suppose you might say I'm looking for a plea bargain. He will kill again, you know. and he'll take their eye while they're still alive. There will be more bodies. If you want to stop this serial killer, I suggest you take my offer. I'll be seeing you.
This has to be a prank.
That's what I thought too. However, we got the call yesterday afternoon, before Renju was killed. In other words...
You're saying he predicted the second crime?
Yeah, I think he did. That's why I thought I should contact you.
Good idea. Thanks, Detective.
Good luck.
Do you think there's anything to this?
I don't know.
Date meets Ota in the lobby. Iris looks to be out of sight. Ota has since learned that Mizuki was Shoko's daughter. He feels awful about leaving her behind. Date asks him if he knows anything about Renju, which Ota denies. Aiba comments that she can tell he's lying by using thermal vision. Date puts the pressure on Ota by threatening to reveal his sock puppet once again, and Ota comes clean. He last saw Renju with Iris, but he's adamant to the point that Iris wouldn't commit murder. Date asks if he knew where they went together. Ota says he saw the two at your sunfish pocket. This is enough for Date. When Iris arrives from finishing her podcast, Date brings her in for questioning. In Abyss, Date begins to interrogate Iris. He claims she'd be familiar with Sunfish Pocket's layout due to her years working there, as we so confirmed ourselves in the ARG. He then asks why she failed to report the crime to the police. She says that she would have been late to her podcast if she had, and that she'd been at home during the time of the murder. But her mother was out of the house, so she wouldn't be able to corroborate her alibi. She starts to then give exact timeline of events, but her use of exact time leads Aiba to be suspicious of her telling. Iris then begins debating the facts of the case, saying that she couldn't have strangled Renju, in fact easily blown back by the fact that Renju was sedated. Then she moves to the fact that she couldn't have lifted him hanging, which is blown back by the theory that he was rolled around in an oil drum, as evidenced by his watch being looked over, and the weight that was recorded in the elevator matches exactly that of Iris, Renju, and the oil drum. Aiba then notices Iris is acting strangely, and she utilizes the mirror in the room and the security camera to see that she's texting Ota underneath the table. Ota is recorded as saying, "I won't tell anyone about that thing!" When pressed about this, Iris refuses to speak, leading Boss to suggest that they sync with Iris to get the answers they're looking for. Date and Aiba enter Iris' Somnium, and already it's off-putting. It's a cold and unfeeling environment with a television setup on display. The Somnium itself has 4 mental locks, implying the secret underneath is much deeper down in Iris' psyche. The room itself is given a name, which is unlike other Somniums: Remains. This Somnium also branches into 2 different paths based on which action is taken at the beginning. Date can either choose to hit the television or to spin the dial and change the channel. For the purposes of this first ending, we will be following the A path and hitting the television. Doing so, the child's drawing on the television's room. Immediately, this should set off alarm bells, because if you remember the events of the ARG, this environment isn't wholly unfamiliar. The image of ruined children's drawings and almost murderous intent is what we saw in the Somnium for B-set, meaning it's likely this is who we're syncing with here. Date continues through the Somnium, searching out the other drawings that look like they were made by children, and ruined them like the first. Back in Abyss, the facts are confusing for Pewter, Boss, and Date. If Somniums truly are created from the memories of the subconscious of the subject, this shouldn't be possible. Iris says that she doesn't know So Sejima. Without any further information on that line of questioning, Date follows up on the lead with Ota, asking from Iris' phone what information he's promising to keep secret. Ota is determined not to speak, but says he'll tell Date if he releases Iris. Realizing he has no further evidence to keep her detained, he figures it'll be worth it to see what Ota knows. He arranges to meet up at Matsushi's diner, but Date wasn't expecting a trap.
Date, will you do me a favor?
What?
There's a picture on the counter, right?
Yeah, and?
I want you to take a good look at it.
The photo.
Yes, the photo.
Aiba fills Date in on the details of the night as he's driving. How Ota and Iris made their escape after knocking him out. Boss then calls in and tells Date that there's a live stream being made by the new Cyclops killer.
Date, the boss is calling.
How am I gonna report this one?
Date, listen. Stay calm, but this is an emergency. Just now, the killer... Well, just watch the video. I sent the address to Aiba.
Iris! No, that's...
The criminal is streaming this live.
Aiba, the source.
Identified. The Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse, Koto District.
Okiura?
Date, focus. We need to get to the site, now.
This is the murder video we saw back in the ARG, or at least just before such. Date kicks it into full speed to the Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. During the drive, Ota appears on screen and turns the saw blade off. Date arrives on the scene to find Iris, unconscious but still alive. Ota is bleeding from a stomach wound, but also similarly alive. He says that the culprit left through the back door, and so Date pursues, but is unable to catch up with the perp. He returns to Abyss where Boss confirms that both Ota and Iris were brought to the hospital, and Ota's surgery was successful. Mayumi had gone home to bring Ota things from home, and Hitomi was still waiting at the hospital. Aiba explains that the warehouse they were found was founded by Renju's father, but Renju himself never owned the company. Date then chooses to go investigate various leads, beginning with the warehouse district where the livestream took place. Outside, he finds the Matsushita family van, which he confirms to have Ota's fingerprints on the wheel, and Iris' fingerprints are on the passenger seat. Ota's new cell phone, the one he was sending the now messages to Iris with, was under the driver's seat. Next to this was a stolen station wagon, stolen by Ota from the parking lot of a family store at 10:33 p.m. Date and Aiba then investigate further into the warehouse. They are unable to trace the buyer of the computer that was running the livestream, and they find that the Wi-Fi password was written on the router, meaning anybody could have connected to the internet. The saw blade belonged to an ice cutting machine that doesn't seem to be a foreign object to the environment. The only thing of interest is the wrapper to an Odoroki Man chocolate in the corner of the room. Interestingly enough, we've heard about Odoroki Man as Iris' favorite chocolate way back in the ARG. Chocolate connoisseur is also one of the phrases back in the original reveal trailer. Finished, Date then chooses to go investigate over at the Matsushita family diner to speak to Mayumi. When he finds Mayumi, she's reminiscing over a family picture. Date's about to ask about Ota's father, but Aiba reveals that he passed away 5 years ago, although Mayumi acts if he's still alive. She seems unaware of her reason for being back at the diner, as it's a surprise to her that Ota is in the hospital. despite just coming from the hospital.
Date, I noticed something. Can you look at Mayumi with the thermal imaging turned on? Do you see it?
Part of her brain is blue.
That might be due to low blood flow in that part of the brain.
Which means...
Mayumi has an illness. I have checked her hospital records. For the past 6 years, Mayumi has been suffering from dementia.
Dementia?
Symptoms vary considerably, but Mayumi appears to be afflicted by memory loss. She seems to be missing memories.
I see. So that's where those weird comments are coming from. Can she run a diner like that?
It isn't running.
What do you mean?
Matsushita Diner has been closed for 8 years. Matsushita Diner is near the Kapasaki district. It is not technically within the restricted area. However, after the chemical plant explosion, the number of potential customers must have dropped considerably. Before the accident, this diner managed quite well due to its proximity to Bloom Park. Patrons from Bloom Park would often eat here, being the cheaper option. But Bloom Park closed 8 years ago. The customers stopped coming, and then, naturally...
Does Mayumi not notice that the store is closed?
I do not think so.
Because of the dementia?
Yes.
I can't believe it.
Unwilling to do or say anything to further upset Mayumi, he decides to leave and investigate the Sejima residence. Unfortunately, So and his bodyguards are of little help to Date. They say So was inside sleeping the previous night. Aiba is unable to access the Sejima residence's security cameras to confirm, as they've all been turned off. So also denies knowing Iris, and further refuses to elaborate on his relationship with the Kumakuras. Aiba confirms the bodyguards are carrying weapons through her X-ray vision, but Dante is unable to do anything without a warrant, so he decides to leave and head to the hospital. He finds Hitomi in the waiting room. The two greet each other, and Hitomi says the situation reminds her of how she lost a close friend at a young age, named Monica Iwai. She also explains that Ota used to be one of her students, and was intensely grateful for his protecting of Iris. When pressed about any connection to So Sejima, Hitomi says that it was unlikely that Iris would know So. She finishes by telling Date that she was home at the time of the incident. Date returns home, finding Mizuki, who was still annoyed that he left Red Marble, to be picked up. He apologizes, but says he didn't want to put her in danger by bringing her to a Yakuza den. He tells her that both of her friends are going to live, and asks Mizuki if she knew anything about the warehouse. Her information matches what Aiba already knew, leading to no new information. She then relates to Date a story about how her grandfather was trained by dolphins, and thus grew to be stronger than normal people, and that this trait was passed bi-generationally down to Mizuki.
I'm coming with you.
No.
Why?
I can't involve you. This might be dangerous.
It's okay, I'm strong. You know how strong I am, right? You were the one who knew how special I was before anyone.
Hey, what happened? Who did this to you?
Some kids at school. 5 or 6 of them. They said I was a weirdo because I don't live with my mom and daddy. And they teased me. And I got mad and I told them to go away and they hit me.
Tell me their names. I'll teach the little punks a lesson.
Date, wait. Adult intervention will not solve this problem. Mizuki has to deal with this problem herself.
Mizuki, come on. It's time to train.
What?
I'm gonna teach you how to kick their asses. We're starting right now. Get ready.
Why the shrine?
The shrine is the perfect place for special training.
It is?
You feel better when you train in quiet, serene places like this.
Sure, whatever.
First, I'm going to teach you 4 secrets to becoming stronger. Follow these 4 rules, and you will acquire power beyond your wildest dreams.
Date, are you playing a character or something?
I'm not Date. While we're in training, I am Master. Mizuki, do you know how to win any fight against any opponent?
Don't get in a fight in the first place?
That is a respectable answer. But no, the way to win any fight is this. Hit them first, and hit them hard enough to finish them.
I kinda get it, but...
Of course, I'm not saying that's how you should behave. But thinking about this will make a big difference in a real fight.
Yeah, okay, I get it, but... Seriously, Date, are you like acting or something?
Not Date, Master.
What? Why?
The best training you could ever have is to be mindful during your everyday life. Diet and exercise form a strong body. And if you are always maturing intellectually and emotionally, you will always be able to anticipate your enemy's first move.
I get it. But you're so messy. Does that mean you can't fight?
Hark, the blowing of the wind through the trees.
You can't just say something cool to avoid my question.
In a fight, you must first be victorious in your mind.
Like thinking I'm not gonna lose?
Exactly. I do the same mental preparation before going to a strip club. Before I go in, if I tell myself that they're all out of my league, then they will be. The mental fight has begun the moment I put my hand on the door.
Yeah, I see. Actually, no. That's stupid. Like, when you get into a fight, aim for the heart?
No, it's the opposite. You must kill your own heart, Mizuki.
What do you mean?
If you are going to fight, you must suppress any mercy or emotional attachment. If you have even a mote of sympathy within you, it will be impossible to fight to your potential. Do not think of your opponent as a man. Think of them as a target, a punching bag or a board.
Just a punching bag. Huh.
Anyway, practice these 4 truths, and you will get stronger.
This sounds like a scam.
Believe in me. If you do as I say, you'll be thanking me in time.
Are you sure?
And how about we do a baseline test? Show me what you've got.
Huh? How?
Let's see. How about you throw a punch? I can guess your strength from that.
If you say so, I'll give it a shot.
First, close your eyes and concentrate.
Like this?
Exactly. Then, punch forward. Huh?
How is that? You don't have to be nice. I know I'm weak.
Hey, by the way, did you swing back at those bullies?
No, I didn't do anything. There were a bunch of them. I didn't think I could.
I see. She doesn't know her own strength.
I suppose not.
Mizuki, Let's just say I think you should be more confident in yourself.
Really?
But never ever strike your master. That is a must.
Date decides next he should go and question Ota, since Iris was still in surgery as confirmed by Hitomi. On the ride over, Aiba and Date review the facts of the case. Although no solid connections can be made between Sosajima, the prime suspect, and the Okihira warehouse, Aiba says that Mayumi may have seen the culprit, but her recollection of the event may be damaged because of her dementia. Aiba says that it's been revealed that Mayumi's fingerprints were found on the Odoroki Man chocolate wrapper that was found in the warehouse. Date and Boss arrive at the hospital at the same time and begin to question Ota together. He says he did not see who was inside the polar bear costume, and that after leaving the diner, after hitting Date, they stopped at the convenience store, the Famista. While he was out of the car, he heard Iris scream and the van drove away. This is when Ota stole a station wagon to try and chase after the van. He realized he didn't have his phone on him, which means its GPS should still be trackable, inside the van. When he arrived at the warehouse, he encountered the polar bear and Iris as she was. There, he fought the polar bear and ended up getting stabbed. Date pushes then for information that he was sending now messages to Iris about, and at first Ota is hesitant to give, but Boss adds on the pressure, and Ota gives. He reveals that he saw Iris driving Renju's car on Saturday evening in Akibahara, and Iris asked him to keep it quiet, as an idol driving without a license could turn into a large scandal and ruin her career.
Date, Ota is acting strange. I advise caution.
What do you mean? I don't believe it.
He's holding a knife.
Why does he have that?
In any case, you know what you have to do now.
I know.
Let me go! Let me go!
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Shut up! Just let me go!
Sleeping gas. Now you've done it. I can't question him like this.
But you can still get information inside his head.
This Somnium is a bit different to ones we've seen thus far. It takes place in the warehouse as Aiba must reenact the fight between Ota and the polar bear, but in the style of an almost Kamen Rider/Kaiju hybrid. Even though this Somnium has 4 mental locks, each of them unlocks via a single choice, and there's no branching path, so this is one of the more simple Somniums to solve. Date and Aiba notice a familiar floral patterned knife, both as the knife Ota tried to pull on Date and inside the Somnium. This was the same knife that Ota got for his mother on Mother's Day all those years ago. Printed on the handles, "Mom, I love you always."
There!
Date questions Ota if his mother was at the warehouse, as her fingerprints were on the chocolate wrapper and her knife was used by the polar bear. Ota says his mother couldn't have done it, but it is possible for her to have hired someone to kill Iris, since she's been vocally displeased with Iris' influence over Ota. Date says he still needs to talk to her to confirm details, and Ota says that it wouldn't have been possible for her to have done it, as she was shopping during the time of the incident. With this information, Date heads to the Matsushita family diner.
Sorry for the late night, Miss Matsushita, but I have some questions I need to ask you. Could you spare some time?
I finally remembered about the warehouse. I did it. I did everything.
Over the next day, Date interrogates Mayumi about her newly learned information, but quickly comes to the conclusion that her testimony is unreliable. She confirms that she was the one who kidnapped and attacked Iris, but was unable to give any information on how the video was streamed, and some of her details conflicted with the facts of the case. Boss then gives the go-ahead to sync with her to get the real truth of the situation. Unfortunately, Pewter reveals that since Ota was not compliant in his sync, and was synced while he was unconscious, it led to a low sync rate between him and Date, meaning that the sync machine needed to be recalibrated. Boss gives him the 6-hour window to get it up and running again. Date decides to follow up on some leads on the ground while they wait for Pewter to finish. Driving back to the diner, both Date and Aiba seem to agree that Mayumi is lying to protect Ota. They discuss the possibility that Ota is the new Cyclops killer, but Date doesn't think it's likely. Aiba argues that Ota and Iris could be working together, and Date muses over the possibility. Date finds Ota at the family diner, and he chews Date up for arresting his mom. He explains that his mother isn't under arrest and was simply taken into question. Date then turns to question Ota about his possible involvement with the incident, which Ota denies, and he further denies his mother's involvement as well. He explains how his parents worked to keep his family afloat after the chemical plant explosion closed the diner 8 years ago. They were able to send Ota off to college, but a year later, his father died.
Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow, a writer? Oh, that's a good goal to have. But you really should finish college. You worked so hard to get in.
You don't understand, Mom. A writer has to put all of their time into their creativity. I won't have time to go to classes. Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
Is that right? Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you. Do what makes you happy. You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it. And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay? Forever and ever, I'll always support you, Ota. Oh, what's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore. Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career choice?
Sorry. Anyway, are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already.
Oh, did you? By the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not teasing you, honey.
Don't fuck with me!
After this event, Date tells Aiba that he doesn't believe Ota is the culprit based on his intuition. He decides to return to the warehouse district to look over the cars once more. They discuss if it were possible if Mayumi were able to drive to the warehouse by herself. Aiba checks public record of all the cars that entered and exited the area around that time of the incident and finds that a taxi arrived around them, and locates the driver's current location near Lemnis Gate. Date arrives at Lemnis Gate and questions the taxi driver. He testifies that Mayumi bid him to hightail the Matsushita family van, where she stopped at the 812 convenience store by the nearby Famisto, where Mayumi bought the Todoroki Man chocolate. Then, when the van took off, supposedly with Iris and the kidnapper, they tailed again until they reached the Kabasaki district. Since the area is meant to be abandoned, the taxi driver refused to enter, but promised to remain nearby. Mayumi left and walked toward the warehouse, which is the last the driver saw of her. Date, still convinced of Zo's involvement, pays another visit to the man's residence. but finds it empty of both So and the bodyguards. Curious, he enters the building to find the pungent smell of blood, leading him to a large vase where the blood was pooling from. Inside, Date finds So's dismembered body with his left eye removed. Iva confirms the time of death to be approximately 11 a.m., about 3 hours earlier. Iva also informs Date that So's wife was deceased and his son was living abroad. Just in that moment, Peter calls Date to confirm that the sync machine is ready. Date reports So's body and returns to Abyss. Peter confirms that a team is being dispatched to investigate So's residence as Date begins to sync with Mayumi. So, this Somnium is a monster. It's the final one for this route, so of course it's going to be massively involved. It doesn't help that our subject is dealing with a severe case of dementia, so the 5 mental locks here are well enough earned. The Somnium takes place within the Matsushita family diner. The overall goal is to repeat Mayumi's actions in order to truly see what she's been missing. Early on, the diner is fogged and blurred. Repeating actions help solidify important details in her memory. I'm going to skip on describing each action here, as I think this Somnium is strongest when viewed directly. And it's totally not because it makes me tear up.
Where is this? Oh, silly me. This is my house. Huh? What happened to me?
This is Matsushita Diner, though it looks odd. Likely an effect of the dementia.
Then we need to help remind her.
Do you think such a thing can be done?
This diner means everything to Mayumi. If we do what we did last time and reproduce the actions from Mayumi's memories, we could help her remember everything.
Is this what you call your intuition?
Told you it was useful.
Well, if we must.
Somnium scan. Activate.
Sliding door at the entrance. Who could that be? Welcome back.
Welcome back, Ota. You're late today.
Home.
Are you not hungry? Today's dinner is omelet rice. Your favorite. Dad isn't back yet, but you can start eating.
Again? I'm okay. I ate already.
But...
I'm fine.
Ota, wait! Ota?
Part of the diner has manifested.
Maybe this is one of the memories she forgot. It must be important to her, though.
It looks like a sad memory.
Doesn't matter if it's sad. It's still important.
Agent Date, you've got 5 minutes.
Oh?
It's the phone. Maybe try picking it up?
Roger.
Matsushita Diner. Yes. Well, yes. Yes. What? My husband! Why? How could this happen?
memories aren't all happy, but they are all significant.
If this continues, will it not have a negative effect on Mayumi?
Maybe. But we have to see this through. We have to.
Understood. A delicious cake.
Wonder who it's for.
Congratulations, Ota.
I'm home.
Ota! Congratulations on getting into the university, son! Congratulations!
Hooray! Congrats!
Hooray! Hooray!
Ota was quite the spoiled child, wasn't he?
Definitely had a lot of growing up to do. But that's what makes him so important to Mayumi.
I see.
Agent Date, you've got 4 minutes.
It's an envelope. Some kind of mail? This is a bank statement. The Matsushita family's loan. Let's do our best.
We have to keep supporting Ota.
Okay. We'll work harder for Ota's dream.
We reproduced another painful memory.
No, not quite.
Are you certain? Mayumi was under a heavy burden of debt and stress running the diner.
That's true. But sometimes hardship is worth it.
Is that so? It's a sticker from a chocolate candy.
Welcome home. Did you get it for me?
It?
This is Ota when he was small?
Do you mean chocolate?
Yeah, Odoroki Man, remember? Oh, that. Yes, of course I bought it. Look, the Momonoke Man chocolate that you like. Here you go. That's not it. Oh, honey, I thought you liked the Momonoke Man chocolate. No, I told you. It's Odoroki Man. Oh, sorry. Your mom can be such a dummy sometimes. You're not just a dummy, you're a super dummy idiot! Oh, well, you're right, sweetie. I'm sorry. I'm a big dummy. I'll buy you a real Momonoke Man soon. Stupid! It's not Momonoke Man, it's Odoroki Man! I hate this! I hate you, Mom! What? Wait, Ota! Where did you go? Please, come out from hiding, Ota. Ota, I'm sorry. Mommy won't make any mistakes anymore, Ota. Ota? Takaro? Don't leave me! Don't leave me alone! I am sorry, Ota! Ota! Takaro! I can't do this on my own. Don't leave me!
So that's what happened.
Date, look at what you've done. If Mayumi wakes up after all this trauma,
I know it's risky, but we're here for a reason.
what are you planning?
We have to keep going. Just a little more to awaken her past.
But
If she loves her family this much, there has to be something. There has to be a precious memory hidden deep within.
is that your intuition?
It is.
A wall clock.
Ota, sweetie. Mom!
We know we can be a hassle sometimes, so... Ota.
Yeah. Thank you, Mom. You know, I love you forever and ever. Me too, Ota. I love you both so much. I'll love you both no matter what. Oh, forever and ever. Oh, I'll never forget this. Oh.
Yeah, we are a family. We can do anything.
Yes. Yeah.
Looks like it's okay to go back now.
Yes, I agree. By the way, Date, I admit, it is useful every now and then.
What is?
Your intuition.
After a successful sync, Mayumi's mind is brought back to the present. She and Date travel back to the hospital to speak to Ota. It's here she formally retracts her confession and explains she was led to believe Ota was the culprit as he tailed the van, and thought she brought the Odoroki chocolate because she remembered Ota loved it, becoming our true chocolate connoisseur. And she wanted him to come back. The two reconcile, fully understanding each other for the first time in years. Ota promises to pick up a job to help support his mother instead of his late father, while he works toward getting published. Date reintroduces himself to Mayumi as Ota's friend, and informs them both that Iris was finally awake. As Date leaves, Ota promises to introduce Iris to his mother. Date heads back to Abyss to find a new lead to follow for the
Has the there been any progress in this Jima investigation?
None. Zero clue.
Not exactly. We have 2 clues.
2?
2 points of information. But they may not connect directly to the murders.
What are the 2 clues?
Point 1. This may be easier to see than explain. I sent a video to the boss's PC. Could you check there, please?
What's this?
It's from Sunday night.
Yes, after Date was beaten by Ota at Matsushita Diner.
Tessa, wait! I'll get the car.
You witch!
There, stop it. I noticed this earlier as well. Do you see the walk on the floor beside Iris and Mayumi?
Yeah, what about it?
Look closely. The bottom part is curved. Do you notice anything in the reflection?
Iris and Mayumi.
Yes. I have prepared an enlarged and processed version of the image. Boss, the next video.
You witch! You stay away from my boy!
Tessa! What's wrong? Did something happen?
No, everything's fine.
Okay, let's go.
Ota.
Hey, what's this?
Iris has the kitchen knife?
The video continues, but this should be enough. Iris took the knife and left the diner with Ota.
But if Ota's testimony is true, the polar bear had the kitchen knife.
Maybe it was taken off of Iris when she was kidnapped.
At the Femisto parking lot? Whatever, we can think about it later. You said you had 2 clues.
Yeah, what's the other one?
I have learned new information. More thorough autopsy results of Renju's body have revealed something. An object in his intestines.
An object?
A clump of organic matter. Because it was partially digested, it took significant time to analyze.
Well, what was it?
Shoko Nadami's eyeball.
So, wondering what the fresh hell just went on? You invested in the mystery of the new Cyclops killer? Think you know exactly how things are going to go down from here? Well, we've still got quite a few endings to go. This here is the end of the red route, otherwise known as the Ota route. We'll be coming back next time for the yellow route, and who that entails, well, we'll just have to see next time. If you liked this video, you can check out my other Explain series. I have one for Ben Drowned, one beginning on Xenogears, and soon enough I'm going to be tackling the Metroid chronology. I also have non-explained content up, including 2 of my ARGs, including the second, which just had an upload of the soundtrack for the upcoming game mode. But for that, check you guys next time.